Good day, Bus. Thank you for tuning in to the CUIv for the latest from the CU Independent. I'm Amy Leader, and this is what is happening around CU lately. Around 3 p.m. Eastern on Monday, 2 explosions went off at the Boston Marathon, injuring dozens of civilians and fatally wounding 3. CU alum Kara Goucher was in attendance that day and finished 6th in the women's division with a time of 2 hours, 28 minutes, and 11 seconds. Goucher and her husband were safe in their hotel room before the bombs went off. According to reports, one suspect was killed and the other was apprehended after a citywide manhunt on Friday. Chancellor DeStefano held a town hall meeting this week in Old Main. The chancellor addressed short and long-term goals for the university. These included tuition, research funding, and construction projects around campus. A goal to raise $100 million in funding was set, doubling from last year's $50 million. DeStefano acknowledged his appreciation for the approved 8.7% increase in tuition that will allow the university to maintain a strong staff. He also spoke about his support of increasing the percentage of international students that would contribute to CU's growing diversity. To watch the entire speech, please visit thecuindependent.com. 420 took place this week. For CU, this day has historically marks the celebration of smoking marijuana, in which students usually gather on Norland Quad to participate. With the passing of Amendment 64 this year, legalizing marijuana consumption, the day's purpose of protest has changed. However, smoking on campus is still strictly prohibited, and the university was closed to all non-CU students or credentials visitors on Saturday. This was enforced by officers placed at various entrances around campus who were checking Buff 1 cards throughout the day. CU student government played a large role in this year's approach to 420 and worked with the university students to listen and understand their perspectives regarding the day. As a result, the fish fertilizer on Norland Quad was not used as a deterrent this year. CUI reporter Rachel Ramberg interviewed CU film instructors about 420.
I think it's an expression of their freedom and their age, which is a kind of appropriate thing to do rebellious acts like this.
It's a little silly in some ways because it's pitched sometimes as a political thing, but it's not really political at this point because I don't think, I don't know, it's sort of, as far as I am concerned, I don't care who smokes weed or not. You know, I think all drugs should probably be legalized, so it's totally not a political issue for me. It's just kind of like a party, which I think is not always the best thing, but you know, I understand people want to have a good time, so that's fine.
On any normal semester, something like 420 falls on a class day, and some students simply want to take the day off. I have the same problem with March 17. You know, people take it as if it were a holiday. It's not a holiday, and it disrupts a lot of what we do here. The assumption that it could be taken as a holiday and that students want to leave class and go party or do whatever it is that they do on 420. If I can help it, if I have classes on 420, I will always have, if it's a teaching day for me, I will always have a quiz or an exam scheduled for that day inevitably.
Overall, the campus was pretty quiet on Saturday, aside from 2 citations given out outside of Baker Hall for marijuana-related offenses. A press conference was held at the end of the day. CUI Managing Editor Rob Denton was present as the CU and CUPD spokesperson addressed the event.
Okay, so thank you. This is the final briefing of the day. Obviously, it's been a productive day. It's for our students and our faculty. It's been a good day for them to do their work. It's been a lovely day outside. It's been a quiet day on the campus, and of course, that's what we want. 7 days a week, 365 days a year. That's what we want at CU Boulder, and that was really the purpose today for the actions we took. It was the purpose for the actions we took last year. So I would pronounce this day a success. We protected the academic mission of the institution, and that's what we're here for.
It was quieter here today than it is on most Saturdays, and we really appreciate everyone's help. I think the message got out there. The fact that it was out there for several weeks ahead of today certainly helped to let people know that the campus was closed to non-affiliates. So we also want to thank all the law enforcement agencies that assisted us today, in addition to the CU Police Department, Boulder Police, Boulder County Sheriff, Adams County Sheriff, Jefferson County Sheriff and the Broomfield Police Department assisted us, as did Argus Security, AMR, the Boulder Fire Department, the Department of Revenue Medical Marijuana Enforcement Division, and the Colorado State Patrol.
Late Friday night, Jamie Lee McCoy was arrested outside of the Bear Creek Apartments after officers responded to a reported hit-and-run call. The suspect refused to exit his van and showed signs of being under the influence and was incoherent while officers tried to speak with him. McCoy, who has no known affiliations with the university, was apprehended and taken to the hospital for minor injuries and later transferred to the Boulder County Jail. Macklemore and Ryan Lewis performed at CU Friday night with many CU students in attendance. The concert took place in the Balch Fieldhouse. CUI gathered student feedback from the night's show. Controversy circulated around admittance into the concert without proper identification. Some ticket holders were turned away from the concert for not being adequately prepared. The CU spring football game took place on April 13th, stirring up Buff fans in their spirited support. The starting quarterback position was a place of much debate, with juniors Nick Hirschman and Connor Wood battling it out. Hirschman completed 16 out of 27 passes for 219 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Wood made 11 out of 16 passes for 205 yards and 1 touchdown. However, this Friday, Hirschman announced via Twitter his intent to leave CU Boulder this fall, leaving Wood to potentially fill the quarterback position. Junior wide receiver Paul Richardson is back after a torn ACL last semester. Richardson played a key role on the team early on, and fans are excited to watch his progress in the fall. Overall, Coach McIntyre was pleased with the inter-team game and learned a great deal about his players. CU women's basketball team, seeded 5th in the NCAA tournament, ended their season with a loss to Kansas, who were seeded 12th, in the upset game, losing 52-67. However, the Buffs had a record season with 25 wins, the most since their 1995-96 season. The program was put back on the map this year with a show of some very promising players and team dynamics. On Monday, it was announced that senior guard Chucky Jeffries was drafted into the WNBA by the Minnesota Lynx. Jeffries will leave her legacy behind as the only CU women's basketball player to reach over 16,000 points, 900 rebounds, and 400 assists. CU men's basketball player Andre Robertson will make his decision this week whether or not to enter into the NBA draft or remain at CU and play with the team for his senior year. CU men's and women's club ultimate sectionals took place this past week. Both teams placed first in the tournaments and will continue on to regionals taking place in Kansas City, Missouri next weekend. CU club cycling team placed first this weekend in the Rocky Mountain Collegiate Conference in Grand Junction. Thank you for watching CUIV. Get the latest from the CUindependent.com and on Twitter at @the_CUI. Stay tuned for more of the latest news happening on your campus. I'm Amy Leader. Have a good week.